Welcome back to Inside Texas Politics. There is a place in southern Panama called the Darien Gap. It's the most dangerous part of the journey for migrants in Colombia and Venezuela who want to come to this country. It's a jungle, poisonous snakes, flooding rivers. It takes 10 days to get across on foot and no law enforcement for miles. The United Nations is warning right now that a record number of migrants will likely use the Darien Gap on their way to the U.S. this year. The question some in Congress are asking, can it be sealed off? That is one of our first topics with Congressman Keith Self, a Republican who represents Collin and Hunt counties in North Texas. Congressman, good morning to you. Let's start with the border in a place called Darien Gap. It's been around obviously forever, but it's a rough, dangerous jungle area between Colombia and Panama. And the number of migrants moving through there right now, the United Nations says, has already doubled what came through last year and is on pace to go even farther than that. The problem, as you well know, no one and nothing has been able to stop them so far. What more should the U.S. be doing specifically on the ground there to seal off this entrance?
Well, first of all, the Darien Gap is a place that I think we could do exactly that. It's about 160 miles wide. It's jungle, it's mountainous. There are only so many routes through that terrain, and it's very dangerous. I mean, we talk about decomposing bodies in the river. We talk about trash. We talk about plastic. It is a very dangerous place. So I think that we probably could do more. And frankly, I'm told that the Panamanian government would like to close the border with Colombia. So I believe we need to get down and talk to the Panamanian government if we can get the policy of the United States to at least try to close that part of the border.
Well, Panama and Colombia have been unsuccessful doing it, whether there was will there or not. If Panama welcomed it, Congressman, do you think the U.S. should put boots on the ground there?
Well, they could certainly make a difference, but that's a tremendous policy decision that would have to be made at the highest levels of the United States government. Make no mistake about it. That is a major policy change. Would I like to see it? I think we need to at least consider it with the agreement of the Panamanian government.
Hard right Republicans forced that vote, impeachment vote, on President Joe Biden over his handling of the U.S.-Mexico border. You said in an interview the other day on the Fox Business channel that the American people are not yet ready to impeach Joe Biden. If that's the case, what was the point? What was the point of this impeachment vote?
Well, to highlight, I think the point of the impeachment was to highlight the fact that the southern border is a dereliction of duty. But I will also say that the American people may get there with a different issue. And that's all of the whistleblowers. That's all the documents that the oversight and judiciary committees are getting, because it's starting to look like if we have hard evidence of the crimes of the Biden family, the American people might come along. So I think that that's far more likely to be instrumental in any future vote.
Congressman, this summer, Congress will finalize appropriations, how it's going to spend money. What do you hope to see during this process?
Cutting spending.
Where specifically?
Of us have already told the leadership that we will not vote for the $1.56 trillion bills if they add up to that. We still want to go back to the FY22 bill level, which is $1.471 trillion. That's not much of a cut, but at least it's a start. And I think we're in real danger of not being able to pass the 12 appropriation bills on time, which means we'll have a CR. Hopefully the CR will go into next year and we'll have the automatic cuts that will come in at a 99% level on January the 1st.
And the CR is a continuing resolution, which essentially just keeps the federal government operating. How likely, though, is going back to the 22 budget, because that didn't seem to get very far earlier in the year?
Well, again, unless the Republican leadership is going to make a permanent coalition with Democrat votes, which I don't think they're going to get, they are going to have to find a way to get to 218 Republican votes. That's the issue. And to get there, I realize there are negotiations, but certainly the 1.586 trillion is not acceptable.
Congressman, we will be watching to see how it turns out. Thank you for the time, as always.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason. Have a good day.